Hello everyone, всем привет, Oksana here, welcome to my channel. Yes, it's Russian. So the focus of this video is Russian adjectives, and I will be explaining how to make the plural forms of Russian adjectives. So if this theme is interesting to you, if you want to learn more about the plural forms of Russian adjectives, or you want to make it clearer for yourself, so of course continue watching this video. And first things first, I wanted to make some points clear. The first one is that when you're using Russian adjectives with Russian nouns, of course, their forms have to be correlated. So if we have like the specific gender of Russian nouns, so we have to use the adjective of the same gender, and the same rule applies to plural forms as well. If we have a plural form of noun, we have to use the adjective in this plural form as well with that noun. So this point has to be remembered, and the easiest part about Russian adjectives is that when they are in the plural form, they don't distinguish gender. So the plural form is only one, just like with the nouns. Nouns, when they are in the plural, they don't distinguish gender as well. So the same thing is with adjectives. So for the plural form, you only have to learn one form, and that is quite easy. Like in some previous years, I've learned Italian, and there they have like the gender forms for the plural as well. So in this situation, Russian is a little bit easy because we have only one form for the plural of adjectives and for nouns as well. So let us start with this lesson. Please look at the screen right now. So the plural of adjectives are formed in two different ways, and basically this is achieved, the plural form of adjective is achieved by changing the ending of the adjective, and there are two ways of there are two different endings. So you can make the plural of adjectives by either changing its ending to ые, or by changing it to ie. So there are two ways of making it, and right now we'll be talking about when to change the adjective ending into ые or into ie. So the ые plural ending of adjectives is added to the adjectives that in their masculine gender form and in either ый or ой. So if the masculine gender form, that is the default or the dictionary form of adjective, ends in ый or ой, you make the plural form of this adjective by changing this ending into ие, and this applies also to the other gender versions of these adjectives. Like, for example, let us look at this. So we have this adjective новый. Новый, it is the masculine gender version, and it ends in ый, so its plural form will be made by changing this ending ый into ending ые, новые. But we also have the other two genders, which are formed by changing this ending ый into ая for feminine gender, which is новая, and ое for the neuter gender, which is новое. So they are, since they are the versions of this dictionary form or default form of the adjective новый, they make their plural form also by changing their ending into ие. So to make the plural form of them, you always have to come to the default form. You have to establish the ending of the dictionary form of the adjective, and after that you will know that all of the other gender versions of this adjective will form its plural form by changing the ending into ие. So новый, новая, новое, meaning new, will be новые in the plural, also new. So новый, новая, новое will be новые in the plural. And the same thing applies to the other group of adjectives which end in its dictionary form, which end in the ending ой. For example, золотой, gold or golden, its feminine gender form is золотая, and neuter gender form is золотое. So since they all come from the dictionary form of adjective ending in ой, they form their plural form by changing all their endings into ие. So золотой, золотые, золотая, золотые, золотое, золотые. So that is the general rule. And now let us read some examples. So here we can see this example with the three examples, with three different genders. So for the masculine gender, we have this phrase, which is новый дом, новый дом. So дом meaning house. It is a noun of the masculine gender, and the adjective used with it is новый of the masculine gender as well. So to make it plural, we are turning the noun дом into plural, which is дома, and the adjective новый is новые in the plural. So the whole phrase in the plural will be новые дома, новые дома. So новый дом, new house, новые дома, new houses. Next we have the feminine gender version, which is новая машина, новая машина, new car, and the plural version will be новые машины, новые машины, new cars. So both noun and adjective has to be turned into plural. And the last example is новое слово, новое слово, meaning new word. Слово is a word, it is a noun of the neuter gender, and in the plural it will be новые слова, новые слова. All of the two words are turned into plural. Новые слова meaning new words. And for the second group, adjectives are the examples here. So the first is золотой браслет, золотой браслет. Браслет is bracelet. It is a noun of the masculine gender form. So the plural version will be золотые браслеты, золотые браслеты. Браслеты is the plural form of the noun браслет. It means bracelets. And золотые is the plural form of the singular adjective золотой. So the plural is золотые. Золотые браслеты means golden bracelets. Next we have the feminine gender example, which is золотая медаль, золотая медаль. Медаль meaning a medal. It is a noun of the feminine gender. So it is used with the feminine gender adjective золотая. And the plural form will be золотые медали. Золотые медали. Both the noun and the adjective are in their plural form. So золотые медали means gold medals. And the last example for the neuter gender now is золотое кольцо. Золотое кольцо. Кольцо means ring. So золотое кольцо means golden ring. And the plural version will be золотые кольца. Золотые кольца. Gold rings, the plural form. So now let us go over to the second part of this rule, which is the noun that make their plural form by changing their ending into ie. So for the second group of adjectives that form their plural form by adding the ending ie, to that group belong adjectives that they make their plural form by changing the ending into ie. And now, and of course, to that group also belong the adjectives of the other genders, like feminine and neuter genders. So let us go over some examples. And first example will be adjectives that in their masculine gender form and in ni. So their feminine gender form will be ending in няя. And neuter gender form will be ending in nie. So they all form their plural form version by changing the last two vowels into ie. So, for example, we have последний урок. Последний урок. Урок is the masculine gender noun, means a lesson. And it is used with the masculine gender adjective ending in ни. Последний, последний meaning the last. And the plural form will be последние уроки. So we make the plural form of noun урок, which is уроки, lessons, and the plural form of adjective последний will be последние, the last. So последние уроки, the last lessons. The feminine gender form will be последняя. Последняя, here we have последняя страница, страница meaning page. It is a noun of the feminine gender used with the feminine gender adjective. So последняя страница, the last page, will be последние страницы in the plural. And for the neuter gender example, we have последнее слово meaning word, neuter gender noun, and the neuter gender adjective последнее will turn into plural последние слова, meaning the last words. So we see that the dictionary form of adjective ends in ni, and all of its other gender forms няя, нее will make their plural form by changing the ending into nie. So another big subgroup of adjectives that form their plural versions by adding the ending ie are the adjectives that end in these endings ги, ки, хи, гой, кой, хой. So all of these adjectives that in their masculine gender form and in these endings form their plural form by changing the last two vowels into ie. And that rule of course applies to the feminine and neuter gender forms of these adjectives. So let us go over the examples. So for gi we have строгий, строгий meaning strict, and it is the masculine gender version, and for feminine we have строгая, and for neuter we have строгое. Строгий, строгий, строгая, строгая. So all of these three versions will make their plural form by dropping the last two vowels and adding the ending ie, and we get строгие, строгие. So that is the plural form. For ки we have this example, which is русский, русский meaning Russian, and it is the masculine gender form. For feminine we have русская, русская, and for neuter we have русское, русское. So they all form the plural version by changing the ending into ie, and we get русские, русские, русский, русская, русское, русские in the plural, meaning Russian. For he, we have тихий, тихий, meaning quiet, masculine gender form. For feminine, we have тихая, and for neuter, we have тихое. And all of these three versions make the plural form by changing the ending into ie, and we get тихие, тихие, meaning quiet. For гой, we have this example, which is дорогой, дорогой, masculine gender adjective, and it means either expensive or dear. Feminine gender is дорогая, and neuter is дорогое. And their plural form is дорогие, дорогие, дорогие. For кой, we have городской, городской, городской. It is masculine gender or dictionary form, and it means either city or urban. Feminine gender version is городская, and neuter is городское, and they form their plural version by dropping the last two vowels and changing them into ie. So we get городские, городские, it is the plural form. And for the last example, хой, we have плохой, плохой meaning bad. Feminine gender version is плохая, and the neuter gender is плохое. And their plural form will be плохие, плохие. So basically, when you see an adjective ending in either of these six endings, you make the plural form by changing it into ie, no matter if it is the masculine gender adjective or if it's any other feminine or neuter gender forms. If it comes from the masculine gender adjective ending in either of these six endings, the plural form will be made by adding ie. And And for the last subgroup of adjectives that make the plural forms by changing the ending into -ie, we have these 6 groups of adjectives which end in -zy, -shy, -chi, -xi, -zhoi, and -shoi. So all of them, when they are masculine gender forms, end in either of these endings, and we are including also the feminine and neuter gender forms of these adjectives, and all of them form their plural versions by dropping the last 2 vowels and adding the vowels и, е. So let us go over the examples. For «жи» we have свежий, свежий, masculine gender adjective ending in «жи». So all of its feminine and neuter gender forms will be making its plural versions by adding и, е. So свежий means fresh. We have feminine свежая and neuter свежее, and the plural will be свежие. So for she, we have настоящий, настоящий meaning real. It is the plural or the masculine gender form. It ends in she. So the feminine and neuter gender versions of it will also make the plural forms by the same rule. So настоящий masculine, настоящая feminine, and настоящее neuter, and the plural form will be настоящие, 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 real, настоящие. So for chi, we have горячий, горячий, which is hot. The feminine gender is горячая, and neuter gender is горячее, and the plural will be горячие, горячие. Хороший means good. It is ending in a she in its masculine gender form. The feminine is хорошая, and the neuter form is хорошее, and the plural is хорошие. Again, we are changing the ending into и, е. For joy, we have чужой, чужой, masculine gender form. It means alien. And feminine is чужая, and neuter is чужое, чужой, чужая, чужое, and the plural is чужие, чужие. For the шой ending, we have большой, meaning big, masculine gender adjective, большая feminine, and большое neuter, and the plural version will be большие, большие, meaning big. So again, all of the adjectives that end in «жи», «ши», «чи», «щи», «жой», and «шой» form their plural versions by changing the last 2 vowels into «и», «е». So that is all. I tried to make it brief and tried to make it clear, and I hope you grasped the basic idea of how to make the plural versions of adjectives and of Russian adjectives, and I think it's fairly simple. You just have to remember that there are 2 ways of making it, by either adding the «ие» or «ие» endings, and you will be just to pay attention to the masculine gender forms of adjectives, and then it will be easier to form them. And of course, the more you practice reading Russian text, the more you listen to Russian text, the plural versions of adjectives, their plural forms, will come up naturally to you. It will be like quite easy when you listen to more Russian speech or read Russian text. You will get like the instinct of how to make them the adjectives plural. So it all comes to practice, like with any learning process. So please give enough time to it, and it will be easier with every step. So that's all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. I hope it was informative and you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the commentary section under the video. I will, of course, answer all and any questions that you might have, and of course support this video with your thumbs up, your likes, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel to not miss out on my further Russian lessons. They come out every day, and I will be very glad to see you again on my channel. So again, thank you for watching, stay safe and have a good day, and I'll see you very, very soon. Goodbye.